I think if it's Biden against Trump, Biden will win. He could do the job of president perfectly fine, and I think he's done the job perfectly fine.
Come on, bruh. Hey, what's up, you all? Welcome back. I am Van, and we are all the LFR family. Shout out to Lisa Marie and Infidel. I appreciate y'all joining me. If y'all haven't, thank you for clicking play, and hopefully you click that like button already. If you haven't already, make sure you do so. And when you get a moment, it don't have to be right now, okay? Don't leave the platform. You can wait for later. Wait until you watch all of the videos on the channel, all 2,000 of them. Do we have 2,000 or 3,000? 2,000 plus. And then you can go to LFRFamily.com and ask me about the Bang Bang Tea. Bill Maher is not really a fan. Well, you guys aren't really a fan of Bill Maher all like that. What's up, Chris and Susie? But he is getting seemingly more and more fair by the day, in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong, but I've been wrong before. I don't mind being wrong. But I have something right now that I just now found where he was on CNN, a friend of his. He's been interviewed and he's giving some truths that you all will agree with. Some disagree with others, but that's what we're here for. We're here to start conversation. All right.
So a lot of people might not know that your dad was actually in the news biz.
Yeah.
I mean, your mom was a nurse, but your dad was in the news business. And I'm wondering how much you think that might have had an effect on the fact that you do very news-oriented comedy.
I did not know that it was a legacy type of situation, man. I really didn't. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that. Like, usually there's a legacy situation when it comes to actors and actresses, basketball players, football players. I mean, it's all over sports. But his dad was in the news business, so that's pretty cool. Now he's a legacy. Well, he's probably not doing it the same way his dad did. He's doing it in satire and sometimes seemingly corny jokes that he wants to be funny, but he have a laugh machine that forces people to laugh. But sometimes he is funny. But okay,
that might have had an effect on the fact that you do very news-oriented comedy.
Tremendously. I think it was a great advantage. First of all, he was also funny, and you'll find this a lot with comedians, that comedy gene sort of gestates through a generation. I grew up in a house that was interested in the news. My parents talked about the news. I was aware of it in a way I don't think most kids were. So those are my influences, comedy and news. And then what did I do? I wound up doing a show that is a comedy show that uses the news as fodder. And I wish my father could have lived to see it.
Did he pass away early?
No, but he saw me like do Johnny Carson, but he didn't see Politically Incorrect.
What's your response when people tell you that, and you must hear?
Man, shout out to his dad for passing that along for him, man. That's pretty cool. And his father was able to see his career earlier on, but he wasn't able to see his career now politically correct. And to be honest, if I might say so myself, but maybe I'm just being biased, Bill, he's not really missing a whole lot, but that's just me. You know, I'm just going to keep that to myself, okay?
I hear this a lot, that they get that you're one of their primary sources of information.
Flattered, and as it should be, is my response. I feel like people are looking for something that is not slanted. I mean, I certainly have lost fans over the years because I don't say the things that please people all the time, but that's my ultimate bond with the audience. When I lose people, it's like, okay, well, you were never meant to be with me in the first place.
Well, some people are here for you. I'm here with us for seasons. Like they were here for you when you were saying leftist type of things that they needed to hear at that moment. Like maybe it was something going on. It was two politicians who were going against each other and you had to pick a side, one of them type of situations. And you was that, you was that guy that they needed to listen to that would really give it to the opposition in a way that it needed to be done. And it made them feel good. But when you got more based, when you started to see things from a more common sense type of scope, they jumped ship because they wanted to hear things from an echo chamber. Some people aren't here for middle ground information. Some people are here for echo chamber information. We want to hear what most of the people who have our ideology think and say. As soon as you start to say something else, bye. I'll see you later.
Yeah.
We can't have a relationship.
There are a whole lot of people who are just conditioned to only wanting to hear one side of the story.
Correct. They do not want to hear the other side. I mean, it's so ironic. When I started on Politically Incorrect 30 years ago, 1993. Everybody said, you know, you can't really do a show like this because you're giving your opinions. That's not what talk show hosts do. They don't and can't give their opinions. You'll alienate half the crowd. That's not what Johnny Carson did. That's not what David Letterman did. That's not what Jay Leno did. And I said, well, let's give it a try.
Yeah.
Maybe the people are a little more sophisticated than you're giving them credit for, and they can actually take it that a guy who's on TV, they don't always agree with him, but they still like him. Just like in life, you don't always agree with your friends on everything.
I like that. He said you don't always agree with your friends. And one of my friends just now said you can't hate on everyone just because they're political. They're not political clones. All good people. People change. All good. People change. Ideas change. New things are learned. I like that.
So it did turn out that it was okay, because here I am 30 years later, still on. But I get every year when we are looking for, maybe we want new writers on our show. I love the writers I have, but you know what? I'm running a business here.
Right.
I'm sorry, it's brutal, but if I can find somebody better, that's what I'm doing. I always serve the show first. So every year I read these packets of proposed writers, and I read them this year as I do every year, and it's just stunning.
Writers. So okay, I get it that he's putting on a production and everything. He's putting on a show, but when he say writers, what does he mean? People that's writing his jokes, people that are writing the stories that he's going to be covering, writing the things that he's supposed to be reading in the teleprompter, giving them those type of information. So, like, I know that they have teams of writers at his level. At his level, they have teams of writers, and just like he said, he goes through them. Sometimes he got to pick out better writers. Like, I don't know what y'all been doing, but things haven't been hitting on anything. I'm gonna give you one more chance, but if this doesn't work, y'all gotta go. Do I have to hire writers? Maybe I have to hire writers or something, because my monologuing is not that great, so I can't hate on anything.
How uniform their points of view are.
And it hasn't always been that way.
I don't remember, but I don't think it was ever quite this bad. It's the exact same point of view on every single issue, and it's very predictable. I have a relationship with people who want to hear what I think is the truth, and I'm going to present both sides, and they may not be fair and balanced. There may not be equal weight put to each side, because that's not what the truth is. The truth isn't always 50-50.
Right.
I like that. The truth isn't always 50-50. It's not going to always be balanced. It is what it is. That's real life right there. I like that. The truth isn't always 50. I like that.
I live with that, but it gets more difficult because we're so tribal now.
So what's interesting about this is because this comes after, 5-6 years of Trump, where it's not like you pulled punches against him.
Why you got to bring up Trump, bruh? Huh? What, you want to hear him hate on Trump? You want to hear him say something mean about the man with the master plan? And his name is Trump? Yeah.
At all.
No, nobody was harder on that man, I don't think. And honestly, nobody was had their hair on fire about what was going to happen as far as him not believing in democracy and not wanting to leave. I don't think he's leaving. Even if he loses the election in 2020, he could lose by a landslide in 2020, and I still think he would say it's rigged, fake news, deep state. If Trump loses...
But he was right. He was right. He clearly was right. All the stuff that's coming out right now, Bill Maher has an opportunity to apologize to Trump right now. No bull. And I'm not saying that there's no type of Trump stan or Trump fan or anything like that. Not at all. I'm just simply saying that based off of all the information that has been coming out, he should apologize to that man. No bull. If you went that hard on him while he was in office, and then you seen that he was starting to, he was running against Biden, and all the things that were being held back, and him being quieted, and him being constantly put down by media and all. Come on, bruh. Come on, make it right. Make it right, Bill.
This is the election in November. He's not going to leave.
You were predicting that in 2018.
Oh, 16.
16
Yeah,
years ago.
before he was even president. I said,
He's not going to leave.
Never
if
going to
he
leave.
loses. Yeah.
Right. And
what made you think that?
Have you seen this man? He's everything wrong with a human being stuffed into one man. I mean, how could he ever do anything different? He is incapable, I think, of ever conceding defeat, and I've never seen him do it. So why would I think he would be gracious ever in that situation, or say he ever lost? And he said it. I mean, even in 2016 when he was running, they would ask him point blank, would you, well, it's, he's basically saying if we win, yes, then it's a fair election. If we don't, it was rigged.
He's basically saying that I know for a fact that this thing is rigged, and you guys won't admit it because y'all are tied in hip to hip with the damn system. And you know what happened. You know all the information that just now came out, but you still won't say anything, man. See that right there? That's bonkers to me. I don't like that.
He would never actually just come out and say, yes, of course, this is America. This is how we do. Right. This is the jewel in our crown in this country. The peaceful transfer of power. Nothing like that.
You've been the great predictor of Donald Trump. You thought he could win. You thought he wasn't going to leave peacefully. He's running.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think he's going to get the nomination, and do you think he can beat Joe Biden?
Both.
But both you think affirmatively, or you both think they could happen?
Well, first of all, it might not be Joe Biden. I think if it's Biden against Trump, Biden will win.
What? Wait a minute. Where was this recorded? Am I being punked? This was recorded 1 day ago, bruh. 1 day ago? Okay, this just in, folks. Bill Maher has lost his damn marble. If the race was today and he ran against Biden, he would lose? What am I missing here? Am I in bizarro world or something? Like, what's going on, man? No, seriously, am I going crazy? Am I the one that's going crazy? All this crazy hair growing all over the place? Maybe I am going nuts. I don't know. But I know right now that Bill Maher is out of his damn mind. Come on, bruh.
I do. Not guaranteed, but I think that's a really good bet. It was the first time, and I think it would be the second time even more so.
Even at age 82?
Yes, absolutely. Well, first of all, I think that's a big red herring that his age is such a factor. You don't need to be young or spry to be president. Yes, it's very helpful to run for president. You need to be energetic and look sharp at a debate. He could do the job of president perfectly fine, and I think he's done the job perfectly fine.
Come on, bruh. Come on, man. Okay, I'm done with this. We're done. We're done. We're done. The rest of this conversation is going to be stupid. What? I think he's done the job of the president perfectly fine, man. Kiss my black ass. I'm sorry to say it like that, but just kiss it. Please, bro. I can't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys, to let y'all down, but I cannot look at more of that right there. I hope I didn't piss off my supporters by saying that, but clearly Bill Maher has lost it. And also try to find a way to send an email or something to Bill Maher and just ask him what the hell is going on in his mind right now. Are you okay? Okay? Don't even approach him aggressively. Just check on his well-being, because right now, mentally, he's not there.